Welcome to Jane's Dreamy Bookshelf. Tonight, we will explore the mystical world of Valheim, a land shrouded in mystery and bathed in the ethereal light of ancient Norse legends. Valheim, with its dense forests, towering mountains, and serene meadows, is a realm where the spirits of the past whisper their secrets through the gently swaying trees and sparkling rivers. It is a land of both beauty and danger, where Ingrid, a resilient and courageous Shield-Maiden, has been sent by the gods to prove her worth and seek out the ancient secrets hidden within its borders. As she gathers resources and confronts fearsome creatures, she will meet an unexpected and welcome companion. After the story is complete, the peaceful music will continue to play, helping you on your journey towards sleep. Let's begin. Ingrid's eyes snap open, her hand instinctively reaching for the iron sword at her side. The eerie silence of the black forest seeps through the wooden walls of her makeshift shelter, a constant reminder of the mysterious environment that surrounds her. She has come far in her journey through Valheim, from the gentle meadows to this foreboding landscape of towering pines and ancient stones. With a determined sigh, Ingrid dons her troll-hide tunic and pants, the mottled blue-green leather blending perfectly with the forest's gloomy atmosphere. She has crafted this gear from the very inhabitants of the Black Forest, and it is her best defense against the lurking dangers and watchful creatures that roam this realm. As she steps outside, she pulls her cape on as a chill wind rustles through the leaves. The sky is a murky green, choked with mist and shadows that drift between the massive trees. In the distance, great stone pillars and ruins loom, their crumbling forms a testament to long-forgotten civilizations. Ingrid's gaze sweeps across the shadowy landscape. She has carved out a small fortress here, a bastion of safety in a sea of danger. But today, she will venture farther than even before, seeking the heart of the Black Forest and the challenges that await her there. With sword in hand and banded wooden shield on her back, Ingrid sets off through the dense undergrowth. She pauses only to gather some mushrooms and berries for potions. The oppressive quiet grows stronger as she journeys onward, eventually reaching a vast clearing dotted with ancient stones that have red runes engraved on them. Movement catches her attention, a flicker of shadow darting between gnarled tree trunks. Ingrid raises her shield, muscles tense as she tracks the creature. It is a gray dwarf, a being of mossy wood and stone that shambles across the ground. She has battled their kind before, but never this deep in their territory. A twig snaps beneath her foot, and she presses her lips together tightly as it stops and turns around, its menacing, frost-blue eyes seeking her out. She raises her shield as it throws a rock at her, and she advances quickly towards it, looking for others of its kind. She knows it's best to single these creatures out and attack while she can, before she's surrounded. She is soon upon it, and her sword makes quick work of it, sinking into its gray fur and splintering its body like rotted wood. Hours pass as Ingrid navigates the treacherous forest. She harvests what resources she can, pocketing core wood remnants for crafting. The terrain becomes increasingly challenging, with hidden sinkholes and thorny vines threatening to ensnare her at any moment. As the dim sun begins to set, casting an even more ominous glow across the land, Ingrid knows she needs to find shelter soon. But the dense forest offers little in the way of safety or comfort. She presses on, hoping to find some secure outcropping before night falls and the more dangerous predators emerge. Suddenly, a terrifying howl shakes the very air around her. Ingrid spins, sword raised, as a massive, pale green troll emerges from behind a cluster of ancient oaks. Its mossy eyes fix on her with hunger as it advances, wielding a club of uprooted tree. Ingrid strikes first, her iron blade slicing through the troll's tough hide. But the wound seems to only enrage the creature, and it barely slows its assault. She dodges and rolls out of the way, using every ounce of skill and agility she has gained in her long journey through Valheim. Just as Ingrid fears she will be overwhelmed by the relentless attack, a battle cry rings out. A blur of motion charges into the fray. Another warrior attacking with a massive bronze ATTRIBUTION. Together, they coordinate their strikes, slowly wearing down the troll's defense as they pierce its hide with their blades. As the monster finally falls with a tremendous thud, crumbling into a pile of moss and stone, Ingrid turns to her unexpected ally. Her eyes widen in surprise. The warrior is tall and broad-shouldered, with intricate runic tattoos covering his exposed skin. His beard is braided and seems to shimmer with an inner strength in the dim light of the black forest. "Hail, fellow traveler," the man says with a grin, his voice deep and resonant. "I am Bjorn. It seems Odin has seen fit to cross our paths this day." Ingrid feels her heart race, though she tells herself it is merely the exertion of battle. "I am Ingrid," she replies. "My thanks for your aid. I fear I may have underestimated the dangers of this realm, even after all I've faced to reach it." Bjorn laughs a sound like the rumbling of distant thunder that sends an unexpected thrill through Ingrid. The Black Forest tests even the mightiest among us. Come, I have a fortified outpost nearby where we can rest and recover our strength. As they walk, Ingrid finds herself stealing glances at her companion. Bjorn moves with powerful grace despite the heavy armor and massive ATTRIBUTIONS. His hair and beard, true to his name, seem to blend with the shadows of the forest. At his outpost, a sturdy structure of core wood and stone, they share a meal of cooked deer meat and carrots. Bjorn tells Ingrid of his own adventures across Valheim, how he has conquered biome after biome before finally reaching this mysterious woodland. Perhaps we could join forces, Bjorn suggests as they tend to their gear. There is strength in unity, and I find your company invigorating. Ingrid agrees readily, surprising herself with her eagerness. They set out together the next day, Bjorn leading the way to a cave he has discovered, a lit torch in hand. The damp chill of the Black Forest clings to Ingrid and Bjorn as they approach the yawning mouth of a cave, its entrance formed by giant rocks. "This is it," Bjorn says, his voice low and gravelly. "The dungeon. Rumors speak of valuable treasures hidden in its depths." Ingrid nods, adjusting her armor. "And no doubt creatures that would rather we not disturb those treasures," she says. They share a determined look, the thrill of adventure glinting in both their eyes. With a final check of their weapons and supplies, they step into the large entryway. The air inside is cool and dank, heavy with a scent of moss and decay. Phosphorescent fungi cling to the walls, casting an eerie, pale light on the rough stone surfaces. Ingrid and Bjorn move carefully, their footsteps echoing in the vast chamber. As they descend deeper, the cave widens into a larger cavern. Bjorn points out strange markings on the walls, crude drawings, and what appear to be tally marks. "Troll markings," Ingrid whispers. "We must be getting close to its lair." Bjorn nods in agreement, gripping his gear tighter as they press on. Suddenly, a low rumble shakes the cavern. They both freeze, weapons at the ready. From a side passage, a massive forest troll emerges. This one even bigger than the one they battled yesterday. Its skin, a mottled green and brown, eyes gleaming with malice in the dim light. "Split up!" Bjorn shouts, diving to one side as the troll's massive fist comes crashing down. Ingrid rolls in the opposite direction, her iron sword flashing as she slashes at the troll's leg. The creature roars in pain and anger, swinging its arms wildly. The battle is fierce and chaotic. Bjorn uses his ATTRIBUTIONS to keep the troll at bay, jabbing at its hands and legs whenever it gets too close. Ingrid darts in and out, her sword leaving deep gashes in the troll's tough hide. Just as the troll seems to be weakening, it grabs a massive boulder and hurls it towards Ingrid. She dives out of the way, but the impact shakes the entire cavern, sending a shower of stones raining down. "Bjorn!" Ingrid cries out, momentarily losing sight of her companion in the dust and debris. Suddenly, Bjorn's battle cry rings out. He charges through the settling dust and jumps, his ATTRIBUTIONS aimed straight at the troll's chest. With a mighty thrust, he drives the weapon deep into the creature's heart. The troll lets out a final, earth-shaking roar before collapsing to the ground, its body already beginning to crumble into moss and stone. As the dust settles, Ingrid and Bjorn stand panting, covered in dirt and minor scrapes. They look at each other, relief and exhilaration mingling in their expressions. "That was too close," Ingrid says, moving to Bjorn's side to check his injuries. "But we prevailed," he says. With the immediate danger past, they begin to explore the troll's lair. In alcoves and scattered across the floor, they find piles of bones, remnants of the troll's previous meals. Among the grisly remains, they discover fragments of ancient artifacts and glittering gemstones. "Look at this," Bjorn says, holding up a large, blood-red stone. "A ruby, and a fine one at that." Ingrid examines some of the bone fragments, noting strange markings etched into them. "These might be runic inscriptions. We should take some with us to study." As they gather their hard-won treasures and begin to head towards the entrance, exhaustion begins to set in. The adrenaline of battle fades, leaving them weary and sore. Outside, it has begun to rain, and it quickly turns into a downpour, sealing them inside. "We should rest here for the night," Ingrid suggests. "It's too dangerous to travel through the forest rain in our condition." Bjorn agrees, and they set about making camp in a defensible corner of the cavern. They gather dry moss and wood scraps left by the troll, arranging them into a small fire pit. With a shower of sparks from his flint, Bjorn ignites the campfire. Warm, flickering light fills their corner of the cave, pushing back the oppressive darkness. Ingrid tends to their wounds, as Bjorn prepares a simple meal from their supplies. They sit close together by the fire, sharing food and recounting the details of their battle. As the fire crackles and pops, they fall into a comfortable silence. The day's excitement gives way to quiet contentment. They may be in the heart of a troll's den, surrounded by danger on all sides, but in this moment, with the warmth of the fire and each other's company, they are at peace. As another day together comes to an end, Ingrid finds herself drawn more and more to her companion. Bjorn's strength and bravery are matched only by his wisdom and warmth. She finds herself looking forward to sharing tales of their mortal lives as they huddle by campfires, and of fighting side by side against the myriad threats of this dark realm. Ingrid's feelings finally overwhelm her, and she impulsively reaches out and places a hand on Bjorn's arm. For a heart-stopping moment, she fears she has crossed a line. But then, his hand covers hers, his touch gentle despite the calluses earned from countless battles. Their eyes meet, and in that moment, words become unnecessary. Bjorn leans in, and their lips meet in a kiss that rivals the mystery of the Black Forest itself. When they finally part, both are flushed and breathless. "I have yearned for this since the moment we met," Bjorn admits with a soft smile. Ingrid laughs, giddy with relief and joy. "As have I, though I dared not hope you felt the same." "You know," Bjorn says as he wraps his arm around her shoulders, "most couples spend their time picking flowers or stargazing. We slay trolls and loot caves." Ingrid laughs, leaning into his embrace. "Would you have it any other way?" "Never," Bjorn replies, placing a gentle kiss on her forehead. In the days that follow, their bond only grows stronger. They construct a mighty fortress home together, a bastion of light and warmth amidst the shadows of the Black Forest. When the construction is complete, Ingrid and Bjorn venture to the edge of the swamp biome. The murky waters and twisted trees stretching out before them. The air is thick with the scent of decay and the constant buzz of insects. "Ready?" Bjorn asks, adjusting his armor. Ingrid nods, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword. They step into the swamp, their boots sinking slightly into the soft earth. They move cautiously, aware of the dangers lurking in every shadow. Bjorn leads the way, using his ATTRIBUTIONS to probe the ground ahead for hidden water or unstable terrain. As they venture deeper, the landscape becomes increasingly treacherous. Poisonous ooze seeps from some of the trees, and they have to carefully navigate around it. In the distance, they can hear the groans of draugr and the skittering of leeches in the water. Suddenly, a burst of flame erupts from a nearby fire hole. A surtling, a small fire elemental, emerges from the flames, its body crackling with heat. "Watch out!" Ingrid shouts, raising her shield just in time to deflect a fireball. Bjorn immediately moves to flank the creature, his gear at the ready. "All distracted, you go for the kill," he calls out. As he engages the surtling, drawing its attention with quick jabs of his weapon, Ingrid circles around. The surtling focuses on Bjorn, lobbing fireballs that he expertly dodges or blocks with his shield. Seizing her moment, Ingrid charges in. Her sword slices through the air, connecting with its fiery body. There's a hiss of steam as the blade makes contact, and the creature lets out a shriek of pain. Bjorn follows up with a powerful thrust of his gear, and together they press their attack. Despite the surtling's fiery defenses, it's no match for their coordinated assault. With a final, desperate burst of flame, the creature dissipates, leaving behind only a few glowing embers and surtling cores. "Nicely done," Bjorn says with a grin, wiping sweat from his brow. Ingrid smiles back, collecting the surtling cores. "We make a good team." As they catch their breath, something glints in the murky water nearby. Bjorn wades in carefully and retrieves a small, ornate key. "A swamp key," he says, examining it closely. "This must open one of the sunken crypts we've seen." Excited by their find, they press on through the swamp. After battling past a few bloated draugrs and carefully avoiding a group of cloaked wraiths, they come across a massive stone structure, partially submerged in the swamp waters. "This must be it," Ingrid says, eyeing the heavy iron gate at the entrance. Bjorn inserts the swamp key into the lock, and with a loud click, the gate swings open. They light their torches and step inside, the air growing colder and damper as they descend into the crypt. The crypt is a maze of flooded corridors and crumbling chambers. They battle more draugr and have to carefully break through piles of mud blocking their path. Finally, in a hidden chamber deep within the crypt, they find what they're looking for: a massive, ancient chest. With bated breath, they pry it open. Inside, nestled among old bones and rusted weapons, is a treasure trove of amber pieces glowing softly in the torchlight. "By Odin's beard," Bjorn whispers, lifting a particularly large piece. "We can sell these to Haldor the dwarf for coins." Ingrid laughs, already imagining the improvements they can make to their base with this newfound wealth. "If we can get it home, that is." They carefully pack the amber into their bags, distributing the weight between them. The journey back is slow and treacherous, weighed down as they are by their precious cargo. They have to fend off a few more attacks from the swamp's inhabitants, working together to protect each other and their treasure. As they finally emerge from the swamp, exhausted but triumphant, the sun is setting over the meadows beyond. Their home base is visible in the distance, a welcome sight after their arduous adventure. "Home, sweet home," Ingrid says, leaning against Bjorn as they walk. He wraps an arm around her shoulders, pulling her close as he says, "And made even sweeter by our success, my love." They trudge the final distance to their base, already planning how to use their newfound wealth. As they step through the gates of their fortress, they share a look of satisfaction and excitement for the adventures yet to come. That night, as they sit by the fire, sorting through their amber treasure, Ingrid and Bjorn recount their swamp adventure, laughing at the close calls and celebrating their teamwork. The amber glows warmly in the firelight, a testament to their bravery and the bonds forged in the face of Valheim's many dangers. Ingrid knows not what trials still lie ahead, or what final test Odin has in store for them, but she faces the future without fear, for she has found both adventure and love in the most unlikely of places. Whatever shadows they might face, she and Bjorn will conquer them together. Warriors, partners, and soulmates forged in the mysteries of Valheim's dark heart.